All right, Ben, week 9.
Yeah, week 9. Guys, here's what we're talking about here. This is a very important word, patience. I know it's boring for me to come on here every single week and say, we haven't done much with the portfolio. We didn't make the change last week where we switched out FTT and Solana for Algorand and HBAR in our 25K portfolio, but that was a good move. Obviously, XRP stuff is going well. And ironically, right now we have 5 portfolios. The only one that is up is the ISO 222 portfolio. Thanks in large part to Algorand and XRP that have been doing very well lately. But guys, right now, we have lost money. Lost money. Now, I don't mean that, you know, hey, I left a $20 bill in a coat pocket. I don't know where it is. I don't mean, hey, I accidentally have, $200,000 in a crypto wallet I didn't know I had. That's happened to me. That's bull run stuff. What we're talking about now is we are down. We are negative. Now, we are negative. Now, it's okay. It's okay I'm negative. And I think this is a very important lesson for a lot of people because you get in crypto, you come in at the wrong time, you start losing, and you feel bad about it. And it's like, you know, what can you do? Well, I'm gonna go right back to this. You can be patient, and that's what we're gonna do. I've told you guys a lot of times throughout this series, I'm not gonna make moves based on simply just making moves. I'm gonna make moves when it makes sense, when it's smart. Now, I certainly could have sold XRP for profits in these portfolios when it was up significantly higher than it is now. It got all the way up to 55 cents. But, you know, I want to make moves more on the macro for this. Now, if the dollar amount was bigger and we had enough profit to take off to put in another coin, then I probably would have done it. But we're running with very small amounts in this portfolio because we're keeping a lot of dry powder. What is dry powder? These are stablecoins. Can you tell I do finance for a living? Not an official financial advisor capacity, of course. This is what you want to have to the side ready to roll out when you are going to be able to, you know, start buying more assets. Except for our DCA, which I'll show you that in a second as well, and our ISO 222 portfolio. The rest of them, we've got a ton of stablecoins. For the ISO 222, which we did a poll, this is how most people want it pronounced, so that's how I'm gonna say it. For these coins, we filled up that portfolio immediately. We didn't worry about dollar cost averaging in, we don't care if the prices drop, it is what it is. But what I wanna go over with you guys right now is I wanna go over what all of our portfolios look like, and we're also gonna add in our my DCA portfolio. I'm gonna talk about that a little bit. $100 a day into Ethereum and $50 a day into Cardano. I'm gonna show you what that is looking like. So in our 25K portfolio, right now we are sitting at $23,151.96. So we're down about almost $2,000. In our 10K portfolio, we are sitting at $9,270.69. So we're down about $730 approximately. Then we have our 1K portfolio. Our 1K portfolio, we are at $921.54. So we're down about $89 or $79, somewhere around there. Now let's look real quick at our ISO 222 portfolio, and that was a 5K portfolio. 5K. We are sitting at $5,424.22. So we are up $424.22 in this portfolio. So that's pretty good. I can tell you, these are coins we're gonna go real hard on in the bull run. These are coins we're gonna go real hard on the bull run. If Bitcoin does drop to where we think it will drop, we could see this go back into the negative. But once again, remember, patience. I also want to talk about my DCA portfolio. That is $100 per day ETH, and it is $50 per day ADA. So where do we stand with that? Well, so far, we've had 7 days of DCA, and we had a couple failed transactions, not because of poor, just for whatever reason. Sometimes they don't work. They go through in the middle of the night. If they work, they do. If not, they don't. I have 11 days so far for Ethereum. So where are we coming at with that? Well, for Ethereum, so we should have $1,100 now. $1,100 for Ethereum. We have $1,093.99. And then for Cardano, we should have $350. We have $338.47. And you may look at this and you may say,
man, Ben, I thought you were good at crypto. I thought you were good. You're down
negative 12 bucks here, 7 bucks here, $79 here, $730 here. Over here, oh my gosh, you're down $1,849. It's a lot of negatives,
Guys, it's all about patience. It's all about patience. When you look at these, you may say, man, you're losing money. It's a calculated risk. We knew when we put 30 to 40% of our portfolios into play here during a bear market where Bitcoin has most likely not seen the bottom, we knew these prices would probably drop. But what if they didn't? What if Bitcoin had found a bottom and bounced? There are plenty of people out there that believe that it already has bottomed. You want to calculate that risk. It's risk versus reward. Risk versus reward. So what that means is we took the calculated risk. Our reward has not been great, but if it had gone the other way, then we would have been in a really, really good position. I'm not worried about any of these portfolios. I tell you the one I'm watching the most. What I'm watching the most is this DCA portfolio. I think that DCA portfolio is going to do really well at these numbers, 100 a day in Ethereum, 50 a day in Cardano. And of course, obviously, I told you we're going to go hard on all these ISO 20022 coins, which we included Ethereum because there are rumors it might be included there. Maybe it won't be, but we're going to go off of those rumors. So the word of the day, guys, is patience. I know it's not cool for me to come on every week and say we didn't do anything, but we're not going to force moves. That's extremely important in this market. So that's all I got for today. Who knows? Maybe Bitcoin will bottom. I can do something next week. Good boy out.